You've built an audience, you know how to create content. Now it's about how to actually turn the audience you have into high paying clients. And not just any paying clients, by the way. We want the ideal fits, the clients who they show up, they do the work, and they pay in full every time. You've mastered the art of making content. You already have people reaching out to you. You might even have a funnel already set up. You're good at sales. Now it's about converting more of this real estate that you have created, these eyeballs, into high paying clients to scale your impact. And the more that you scale your impact, the more that you scale your bank account. So after you watch this video, you will have a complete framework to go out there and land your next 5 coaching clients. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Take this from my learned wisdom. I've had clients come to me who thought that going viral would save their entire business. And then they do, right? They get a ton of new followers, tons of new attention and eyeballs, but then they're like, what do? I don't know how to convert them, right? And now this belief has been broken because they see and they realize that it's actually not that simple. And so they're left even more confused. They're left with their tires spinning. They don't know what to focus on, put their attention to. And so it leaves them in this analysis paralysis, overwhelmed, paralyzed state. Just like my client Nino, who came to me with an already pre-built audience. He understood sales. He was actually good at what he did. He had an offer in place. He just didn't know how to market it correctly. He thought that, building a website would help. Didn't really do much. So once he implemented what I'm about to share with you, he was able to hit his first 27K month. And Flora, who went viral, but she didn't know how to convert the attention she was getting. And last month she made 27K. And Mickey, who had been struggling to make any consistent or predictable income in her business, to then gaining almost 60,000 followers overnight and setting up the proper foundation, the right foundation to be able to serve these clients and making almost 5 figures in the span of an hour. The point that I'm trying to make here is you need to understand marketing. You need to understand what I'm going to share with you here. All right, so I'm going to break each thing down, each 3 things. So be sure to get your notepad out and take some notes. It's gonna be a juicy one. Let's get to it. Okay, so how to convert an audience on IG in less than 30 days. The first belief that we have to break here is that going viral is going to save your business. You've probably already realized that on your own, but just to bring that even further, when you are speaking to a niche specific audience, they will view you as an expert and authority. So if I were to share an example of this, right? If you're going to a doctor's office and it's just a general doctor, right? It's an easy checkup, your insurance covers it. But if you're going to an expert who has tons of knowledge in one specific area, who are you going to trust more, the general doctor or the expert doctor, when you have some type of issue come up that you need help with, right? You're going to trust that expert doctor. Now, what I see people commonly do wrong, or I've made this mistake as well, is they speak to the wrong person. So outlining who your exact ideal dream client is, your ideal client profile, one, the person that you want to serve, the one that you can get the best results in, and then speaking directly to them. Then you have your ICP2, right? So this is your potential future dream client, not quite ready or fully there yet. They may need more time. They may need more resources. They show interest, but they might have some additional hesitations. And then we have ICP3. So this person is the farthest away, but they might show some potential interest in what you have to offer. For instance, for me, that would be someone who isn't yet a coach, but maybe they're thinking about doing it someday. So they're watching my content, but it's not the person I'm trying to attract. And because of this, they aren't experiencing enough pain to actually want to go out there, seek a solution, and pay thousands of dollars for it. And they may lack these qualifications, they may lack the resources. So we have ICP2, we have ICP3, and then on the middle here is ICP1. So ICP1 is that dream client. They're ready and qualified to work with you now. They experience significant pain, and they have the means and they have the motivation to invest in your services. When you are speaking to ICP1, you will inherently help ICP2 and ICP3 with the knowledge that you give, because then the beliefs and the way that you speak to them will start to influence how ICP2 and ICP3 thinks and acts as well. For instance, if I am sharing with ICP1 how you have a ton of followers, you understand organic content, and now it's just about creating content, and now it's just about how do we convert this audience into paying clients. I'm not speaking to people who don't have a coaching business. I'm not speaking to people who don't have an audience, but this information might actually help those people get from the level that they're currently at to the next level. So that is how, when you are speaking to ICP1, you will also help your ICP2s and your ICP3s. Let me know down in the comments below if this is making any sense. I really want it to, so that it can help you. That was the first step. So we really want to get clear on this. We want to speak directly to those people. And people commonly come to me and ask me, okay, if I speak directly to those people, am I just canceling out everyone else? No. Those people will draw to you, right? You will become magnetic to anyone who has similar interests, who has a similar desire and goal. The next step here is creating the flywheel effect. So when all of the pieces of the puzzle are in place and they're working together smoothly, your current funnel is dialed in, this will create the flywheel effect. Now, there are 10 weapons of content conversion that I teach. Otherwise, it would take me forever to go through them in this video all on my own. And I want to get you making money now. If you want to see all 10, just go to the link below. Join my free school course. I have the video in there where I explain all 10 of them, and you can get that value for completely free. The first weapon of content conversion that I want to share with you is repeated exposure. This will require you to articulate a very clear message. We want to have a consistent message across all platforms. And when your clients consistently hear this message, it will create the repeated exposure effect. So within your content, I want you to start introducing your offer and message. We want to really hold our clients' attention as much as possible. And how we can do this is, well, tell people about why you do what you do. Tell people about how you do it, what you do, over and over and over. The psychology behind this, our human brains think, if I hear them enough, if I see them enough, then they must be the right coach for me. So how do we hold this attention? You want to make your content addictive through providing massive value, being likable and relatable, offering unique and even sometimes controversial perspectives. Lastly, you want to be entertaining to watch. Once you have been able to master all of those different techniques to create that addictive content to where your buyers, they continually hear your marketing message and experience that repeated exposure, we want to make sure that we're packaging our content to speak directly to our dream client. We want to make sure that we package the content that appeals to our dream client, and that way it will leverage familiarity bias. So through the repeated exposure, people will consistently hear your marketing message. Then they will experience that familiarity bias, which will increase the likelihood of calls that you have, the number of conversations that you have. And the key here is we want to create a warm and welcoming, inviting place. So focus on nurturing connections, providing your own shared wisdom, being vulnerable about what you've gone through, empowering your audience, inspiring your audience, and intertwining your marketing message in between all of this. So something that I really have started to implement myself, and something that I wish I knew sooner, was to refrain from being super pushy. Instead, just cultivate connections, show up consistently, and provide value. That way, your clients are thinking about you on their walk. They're thinking about you when they go out to dinner. They're thinking about working with you. And this will allow them ultimately to naturally feel comfortable taking that next step to talk to you. So we understand step one. So we understand the first weapon of content conversion, right? Do you understand it? Repeated exposure. The next one is stretching the gap. You understand stretching the gap in sales, right? We want to stretch the gap between someone's current reality and their desired reality so that they feel the pain of the gap. Now, what most people don't realize is that you can actually do this within your content as well. Point A is where they're currently at. Point B is where they're wanting to go. When you can amplify this pain of where they're currently at and where they're wanting to go, first of all, that makes you a good coach, because then you can actually transform people's lives. And second of all, you will increase the desire for them to want to solve this pain. Overall, when you increase that desire, it will increase the likelihood of them reaching out to you and hopping on a call and buying from you. And what I found is that more pain often leads to a higher probability of them working with you, of them wanting to take action. But we must be cautious around this and not be like too much amplifying their current pain, because then that can actually take away and erode their confidence in themselves. So we want to be subtle when discussing pain points. That way we avoid any blame of them, because we also want to be their biggest cheerleader. So it's like finding a balance here. And how do we do this? So you can explore the consequences of inaction. What would happen if you didn't commit to yourself? Where would you be at in 5 years if you didn't do this? And how would you feel about yourself? What would other people say to you? And yeah, what are the consequences of you not doing this and taking action right now? Will you stay where you are forever? Will you not be able to, build that legacy that you want for yourself? Will you not be able to become the leader that you know you were meant to be? Will you just stay where you're at and look back at the end of your life and know that, you could have gone harder, you could have succeeded, you could have stewarded the wisdom that God gave you, but you just didn't have the willingness to go out there and do it? And that left you comfortable. And in that comfortable state, you didn't do what you knew you were meant to do. So you can ask questions to create this problem awareness as well. Like, are you someone that has one call in your calendar and every time you go, you are feeling nervous, you are sweating because you don't have the confidence? You can ask questions to create problem awareness. For example, if you are an online coach right now and you have built an audience up, and maybe you already have a good idea of sales, of how to create content, but do you feel like you just don't know how to actually convert your audience? Maybe when you hop onto a sales call, you feel like you did amazing the whole time, but when it gets to the end of the sales call, do you feel nervous? And then you start reading off a script to handle objections, and prospects lose confidence in you, ultimately resulting in you losing that sale. And so whenever you go into sales calls now, you aren't excited, you aren't inspired, you aren't ready to take them on, you feel actually nervous. And do you have a lack of inspiration for your coaching business right now? Do you feel like you're comfortable with where you're at? And do you feel like you are just, mindlessly going through life and wish that you could feel like a co-creator of your reality? Because you've been there once before, but now that you've achieved what you want, you kind of let your foot off the gas and you want to push that momentum down again. Problem A, doesn't know how to convert their audience. Problem B, they don't know how to actually handle a sales call effectively. And problem C is that they lack inspiration or action because they haven't invested in themselves, because they haven't really taken a jump, a leap of faith, of risk to reap bigger reward. Next, we want to explore the benefits of their ideal future. Do you want to own some land? Do you want to own a property? Do you want to have the freedom to never have to worry about money again? Do you want to experience what it feels like to take multiple weeks off throughout the year? Do you want to create a business that doesn't need you there 24/7 so you can live the life, enjoy the family time, and work on things that truly set your soul on fire? Then you can use rhetorical questions about their desires. I'm not going to add examples for this. I feel like you get the point. Next, I really want you to explore the details of their desired future. When we can speak into someone's higher version of themselves, the next level, right? Calling them to what they're capable of, they will feel like you hear them, you see them, you understand them, and you know that that next level that they have been thinking about might happen from working with you. We must remember here, balance pain points with empathy. The goal is to motivate without being manipulative. What we really want to do is help clients to see the value of your support and motivate them and influence them to make change that will change their life for the better. The next weapon of content conversion is belief replacement. Humans will only act in accordance with their current beliefs. If prospects believe that your offer is flawed, if you cannot actually help them get from A to B, then they will never buy. On the contrary, if your client believes that your offer is exactly what they need, they know that you can help them, they trust you, they like you, and they want to work with you, and their beliefs align with the beliefs they need to have in order to say yes to working with you, then you're creating this flywheel effect, right? So how do we do belief replacement? This is where your content comes into play. Right? So you have the opportunity to address your clients' limiting beliefs in your content and replace them with empowering beliefs. How can we sell these new beliefs? Well, you really want to think about how do you get persuaded? I get persuaded through stories, through conviction, through confidence. You want to break down these limiting beliefs subtly and replace them with empowering beliefs using a logical argument that just completely annihilates how that belief is even possible. So step one would be creating a belief document. Again, I have this in my free school. You can literally go join, do the document yourself, list out the limiting beliefs that your current prospects have, and replace them with the new empowering beliefs that they need to have. You might be wondering what limiting beliefs your prospects have. So I want you to think about common questions that you have, common objections that you get on sales calls, in DMs, in comments. Some example limiting beliefs for my clients is I have to do everything myself. I have to wait to start paid ads. Everything must be perfect before I start running ads. The replaced empowering belief is to make 100K per month, I must dial in paid traffic and middle of funnel content. Building an audience will bring leads to me. I will never have to worry about money again if I build an audience full of my ideal clients. So we're really identifying these beliefs, we're transforming them, we're identifying the beliefs, and we're transforming the beliefs that hinder their buying decision. So remember to tailor your specific, the specific limiting beliefs that your clients have to your exact offer. For dating coaches who work with people on dating apps, a common misconception might be that dating apps don't work anymore. No hot girls are on dating apps. For weight loss coaches, they might think, oh, I've tried weight loss, I've tried diets, it was never sustainable, it never worked for me. For business coaches who teach ads and teach funnels, I've worked with coaches before, it didn't work for me, I need to just do marketing agencies. Those are all limiting beliefs that are really holding people back from the true transformation and growth that they are capable of. So creating content that shifts the mindsets, and the key here is creating content that shifts people's mindsets and encourages them to take action on things that will change their life. Those are just 3 of the 10 weapons of content conversion. Click below if you want to see the other 10. Now, the next step is we want to enroll and repeat. So an overall sense of what your content calendar could look like so that you can infuse these new weapons of content conversion into them is 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week where it's very long form and you're just speaking to your ideal client's pain points, giving value, CTA at the end to book in a call. 3 to 5 IG stories where you are sharing client wins to build in trust and breaking down these limiting beliefs using logical arguments. Like the other week, I was literally explaining why ads are actually the best option for coaches by sharing the return on ad spend that my clients are getting. The proof is in the pudding, right? You just give a logical argument and it's oh, okay, that's true. Why wouldn't I run ads? And then 1 reel a day to just stay top of mind, provide value. Remember to, add in CTAs. I will say one thing about this entire video is that content takes time. It's a waiting game. It's patience. It takes time for people to nurture, begin to know who you are, begin to trust who you are. And that's okay, right? We're playing in this long-term game plan. Ads, for instance, retargeting ads, if you make some bomb killer retargeting ads, baby, then you can start to push your offer out to more people and start getting in inbound DMs. Once you get the DMs in, having a conversation, seeing if they're a good fit, hopping on a call, and rolling them into your coaching program and changing their life. In marketing, we have this rule, which is the rule of 100. So whether that be 100 DMs a day, $100 of ad spend a day, 100 minutes of creating content a day. I watched Alex Hormozi's video where he broke this down, and that is the minimum amount of effort to do every single day to create that momentum and build a foundation to scale to where you want to go. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. You now understand the next steps in order to convert your current audience on Instagram. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you found most helpful, what you're taking away. Give it a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.